Give it up for Andy Rodman!
Thank you. So outside of comedy, my main passion is actually basketball training. I even have my own basketball training business. And that makes me an entrepreneur. And a fun fact is if you look up the Latin origins of the word entrepreneur, its original pronunciation is Uber driver. I didn't always want to do comedy. I actually grew up with dreams of playing professional basketball. Didn't work out. Suffered a career-ending injury. I tore my NBT. For those who don't know, NBT stands for not being talented. And that's why I decided to become a basketball coach. And I actually also became a PE teacher because coaches don't really get paid, so you have to teach to pay the bills. And I think you guys know that saying about teachers. Those who can't do, teach. Those who can't teach, teach gym. Those who can't teach gym, do stand-up comedy. But I don't know if I'd go back to teaching because I don't believe in the system the way I used to. I think kids are being taught things they will never use, and I think there's things they could use that are being ignored. Like less than 1% of these kids is going to become scientists and everybody learns the periodic table. But they don't talk about taxes or money management, and we're all affected by that. Oh my God, I'm in massive debt and I'm being audited by the IRS. Thank God I know the atomic weight of nitrogen. And thanks to language arts class, I totally comprehend this eviction letter. And what they teach in college makes even less sense. Did you know that the average cost of a college class is $1,800? Did you also know that the University of Central Michigan teaches a Harry Potter course that real people pay real money for? And to pass the final exam, you have to cast a magic spell that makes $1,800 disappear. But if I'm being honest, the real problem for me as a teacher was commanding the respect of the classroom. Because kids would always disobey and talk back to me. And that's why I want to make it big in comedy. Is I want to have one of those calling out your hater moments like rappers have. Like I'm sure you guys know that song Juicy by the great Notorious B.I.G. He starts out by saying, "Hey yo, this album goes out to all the teachers who told me I never amount to nothing. And all the people who called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter." See, I want to do that, but from the teacher's perspective. I always dreamed of getting a big comedy special and starting out by saying, "Hey, yo, this comedy special goes out to all the students in fourth period who didn't apply themselves. Interrupting my lesson plans when I was just trying to make some money to pay for my HBO subscription." But yeah, the whole reason I became a teacher was to coach basketball. And as a basketball coach, sometimes I had to give away participation trophies. And I don't think it's a good idea to give participation trophies to kids when they lose. But it's not why you think. People think that you give kids trophies and they're going to think they're special even when they're not. I actually don't agree with that. I think kids are smart enough to see through that. The problem with participation trophies is that you embarrass the loser even more by giving them a memorial of their failure. When I was in elementary school, we had a yearly Olympics, and every event had 4 people in it. First place got a gold ribbon. Second place, a silver ribbon. Third place, a bronze ribbon. Fourth and last place got a rainbow ribbon with shiny letters that said participant. And they gave these ribbons out with the goal of reducing bullying. Now just think about that for a second. They took kids that lost in front of the entire school, and they sent them into the schoolyard holding a rainbow ribbon. That is like pouring barbecue sauce on a wounded gazelle right before you throw it into a lion cage. Getting a participation trophy is far more insulting than just getting nothing. Because they actually created a new category for losers. They just replaced the word loser with participant. Like it used to go first, second, third, nothing. You feel bad for a day, you go home, learn from your mistakes, you come back and try again. Now it goes first, second, third, loser, and here's a confusing trophy to remember that you lost. I grew up in the 90s, and I was actually in the first generation of kids to get participation trophies. And that's one of the reasons that old people think that my generation is soft. Because our lives were easier than theirs were. And old people are very proud of how hard their lives were. And it's always been that way. Like back when tractors were first invented, the old people of that time were like, you young people have it easy. See, back in my day, we didn't have tractors for harvesting crops. You know what we did? We died of starvation because not enough crops got harvested. And what the old people of today don't get is that they have conveniences that their grandparents didn't have. Like every generation has had some version of, young people are soft. Back in my day, we were tough. Like when people first figured out they could use horses as transportation, some guy's grandfather was like, back in my day, we used our legs to walk. We didn't have horses doing it for us. And then the car was invented, and they were like, back in my day, we got around on horses, not like you lazy kids with your cars. And 50 years from now, I'm going to be saying, back in my day, we didn't have teleportation tubes. When we wanted to get somewhere, we ordered an Uber. Because we were men. And if you need proof that old people care about being tough, all you need to do is play pickup basketball with a middle-aged man. Now, if you don't play pickup basketball, you won't understand that. But if you do, you understand that old people play a very physical brand of basketball, right? They push, they grab, they elbow you, and they do that because they've lost most of their athleticism. So they compensate by turning basketball into a Roman gladiator battle. If you've never played basketball with a middle-aged man, Just imagine being attacked by a bear that also lectures you about fundamentals. And the only thing that's worse than playing basketball with a middle-aged man is arguing about basketball with a middle-aged man. I'm a big basketball fan. I get into a lot of these heated sports arguments with old people. And there's one argument in particular that divides generations. LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. Who is the greatest basketball player of all time? And after having this conversation so many times, I am thoroughly convinced that Michael Jordan fans like Michael Jordan more than Christians like Jesus. Because if you tell a hardcore fundamentalist Christian that Jesus isn't real, and then you tell a hardcore fundamentalist Michael Jordan fan that LeBron is better, you will get the exact same reaction. The only difference is the Christian will forgive you. I'm a big basketball fan. I'm always watching the NBA. And, there's this young player by the name of Tyler Hero. He plays for the Miami Heat. And if you watch the NBA, you know that he's one of the white guys in the league. And I was watching a Miami Heat game. Tyler Hero drives past the defender. He rises up and he dunks the ball. And then the announcer says, Tyler Hero, showing off his deceptive athleticism. Why was the word deceptive necessary? I mean, they could have just said, Tyler Hero is athletic, and then just stopped talking. But we know what the announcer meant. He didn't expect the white guy to be athletic, so it was surprising to see him dunk. People react to a white guy dunking the same way they react to a toddler tying their shoes successfully. It's like, hey, good job, buddy. I didn't know you were capable of that. But we all know there are certain stereotypes in sports, right? People assume that black people are athletic. Then they assume that white people have fundamentals. And I love listening to the announcers, because they always talk in this weird code language to avoid technically saying it. They'll be like, Blake Matthews has a high IQ and solid fundamentals. Jaquarius Jefferson is a raw athlete with natural talent. Jose Sanchez did an excellent job preparing the field for tonight's matchup. But that deceptively athletic thing is weird. Imagine if that logic was used for a different ethnic group. What if you were at a restaurant and you saw a waiter serving a table of Jewish people? And then they leave, he walks over, looks at the bill, and goes, they were deceptively good tippers. And just so you know, it's okay for me to say that I'm half Jewish. I am also half Irish, which means I am deceptively sober right now. I'm also a big fan of the NFL. And I don't know if you know this, but the NFL recently had its first openly gay player play a full season. And to their credit, they've been very tolerant. They've been very accepting of this. But honestly, I don't see that as a big milestone. Because I can tell you about a league that has been accepting gay people this entire time. The WNBA. Right? The WNBA was tolerating gay people before it was cool to tolerate gay people. But the WNBA didn't really have a choice in if they were going to accept gay people, right? Because otherwise they'd lose most of their good players. The WNBA without lesbians would be like the NBA without black people. But yeah, I watch a ton of sports. And I tell you, the most annoying thing about watching a lot of sports is that you have to have cable. It's like the only thing that anyone still watches where you still have to have a cable subscription. And one time, I was watching a basketball game, and the screen kept freezing. I had to unplug it and replug it and reset it. I get fed up, and I call Comcast customer service to give them a piece of my mind. I get placed on hold for 30 minutes. I finally get in touch with someone, and I tell them very sternly, this is unacceptable. My friend whose password I mooch off of pays good money for this service to work. And if you don't get this fixed soon, I'm going to start mooching off of friends with DirecTV. And that's like our go-to move. If we're mad at a company, we threaten them by saying we're going to use their competitor. Like if we're mad at Coke, we say, I'm going to start drinking Pepsi. If we're mad at Uber, we say, I'm going to start riding with Lyft. If we're mad at Delta, we say, I'm going to start flying with Spirit Airlines. And if we're mad at Spirit, we say, I'm going to crash my own plane. But I lost my friend's password. And so now, when I want to watch sports, I have to use these bootleg streams that you find on the internet. And the weird thing about these streams is that they're illegal, and I don't pay for them, but I still get mad when they don't work right. Like, in this age of technology, we are so accustomed to getting what we want right away, we get mad when stolen shit doesn't work. That's like stealing someone's car and complaining they're out of transmission fluid. But I've tried some of these cable subscription services. And one thing I hate about all these subscription services is that they make it hard to cancel. You know, when you're trying to cancel a subscription, they go, are you sure you want to cancel? It's kind of like breaking up with someone who won't take no for an answer. Tell us what we did wrong. We can fix this. We can change. But the truth is never that complicated. I cancel subscriptions for the same reason I leave relationships. I don't want to spend any money. And in both scenarios, I never make it past the free trial period. I'm not saying that's a good thing. It's probably why I'm single right now. I'm 32 years old. And when you're single in your 30s, people try to set you up more and more often. And you know how in these like medieval Game of Thrones type times, people would marry off their family members for political reasons? Sometimes I feel like a character in one of those shows, and my family's having meetings about me trying to see what they can get. Like, your brother shall marry our daughter in exchange for your family's Netflix password. And we shall be granted access to your Hulu Disney Plus bundle. And as you get older, people get more mean in how they try to set you up. Someone will be like, hey, Andy, have you met Sarah? You know, you guys have a lot in common. She likes hiking. You like hiking. She likes sports. You like sports. She might die alone. You also might die alone. You know, you guys got stuff to talk about. And look, I have a lot of respect for anyone who can maintain a healthy relationship. I understand that that takes a lot of hard work. What I don't get is when people in relationships are judgmental towards people who are single. Because I think a lot of them have this mindset like, well, someone chose to be with me, and that means I'm better than the people who didn't get chosen. But that doesn't make sense when you think about it. Because you know who else gets chosen a lot? McDonald's. McDonald's gets chosen 68 million times a day. Doesn't mean it's the best burger in the world. Because whether it's choosing where to eat or who to date, sometimes you just want something that's on the way home from work. At this point, most of my friends have gotten married by now. I'm very happy for them. I've really enjoyed going to all of their weddings. And my favorite thing about weddings is the concept of bridesmaids and groomsmen. Because I think it's important to rank your friends. Like, I always imagine the bride and groom talking to everyone at the wedding like, hey, thank you so much for coming to support us on our special day. And we love all of you. But we like these 6 people more. I think that rappers and Republicans should start hanging out more. Because they have more in common than people realize. They both like guns. They both like money. They both think the government is out to get them. Like, think about it. What does every Republican campaign speech sound like? I'm going to protect your right to own a gun. I'm going to get the government off of your back. And I'm going to stop these freeloaders from taking your hard-earned money. What does every rap song sound like? I got guns. Fuck the government. I'm tired of these broke people asking me for money. And the way that rappers live is like the definition of income inequality. Take 2 Chainz, for example. He has twice as many chains as necessary. There are starving kids in India that never even got their first chain. And 2 Chainz has been documented as saying he does not get along with broke African Americans. Income inequality is a very tricky issue because it's all relative. There's billionaires, and they live in a way that's unequal compared to people like us. But then there's people like us who live in a way that's unequal compared to most of the world. Like, we look at billionaires and say, I can't believe that billionaire bought a yacht. He should be paying my student loan debt. And then starving kids in India look at us like, I can't believe that middle-class American bought a Honda Civic. I wish I could live in a Honda Civic. And I'm sure some of you guys remember there was a commercial that used to come on late-night TV. This guy with a white beard would be standing next to a starving child from Africa. And he'd be like, this is a starving child from Africa. But for $9 a month, you can sponsor this child and end his suffering. And I think we all reacted to that commercial the same way. I will spend $9 a month on Netflix. So I don't have to watch that depressing commercial anymore. And I know that politics is very touchy, it's very divisive, I get that. And I think the 2 most heated issues in politics right now are gun rights and abortion rights, right? Both very polarizing topics. And I was having a conversation with a female friend about both of these issues. And she said, I wish that women had the same rights that guns have. I told her, I completely agree. I believe that every American citizen deserves to have a constitutionally protected right to purchase a woman. Now, that being said, I do believe in common sense regulations and a strong emphasis on responsible woman ownership. Like, I don't think anyone should be allowed to bring a woman within 100 feet of a school. And if you leave your woman unattended, she should be securely locked in a safe. I'm going to make one more political comment that might not go over well in this part of town, but I want to get it off of my chest. I think that we need to embrace more conservative values in America. I think we need more Americans who have faith in God and believe in the traditional family structure. I think we need more Americans that love America and are grateful they get to live in this wonderful country. And mostly, I think we need more Americans who don't ask for a handout, who work hard, and take personal responsibility for their success. What I'm saying is, we need more Hispanic people to move to America. And the problem with this obsession over Hispanic immigration is that we lose track of who the real enemy is. Because there is a group of foreigners that comes to this country. They pretend to be American. And they take jobs from hardworking Americans like you and me. I think we all know which group I'm talking about. The British. America's first enemy. British actors are taking all the good acting jobs. Think about how many classic American characters have been played by British people. Idris Elba plays a gangster from Baltimore in The Wire. Batman and Spider-Man have both been British twice. There's a movie called Knives Out. It's a murder mystery. It stars Daniel Craig, you know, the guy who plays James Bond. And he plays the detective from Louisiana who talks with a deep Southern accent the entire time. How would they like it if a guy from Louisiana What if a guy from Louisiana played their favorite characters? Like, my name is Bond. James Bond. International man of mystery. And I will have my moonshine shaken, not stirred. Hell yeah. Or, what if we started having Americans play British characters, but we did it with like an obviously bad British accent? Like, what if we just remade all the Harry Potter movies? But we had some like American teenager playing Harry Potter, and he'd be all like, "Hello, hello, my name is Harry Potter. And I learned wizardry at Central Michigan University." It only cost me £1,350, which is equivalent to $1,800 US. I was actually watching the first Harry Potter movie recently, and there was one scene in it that really bothered me. They were riding on a train to Hogwarts, and Harry's glasses were broken. So Hermione fixes his glasses by pulling out her wand and saying, "Oculus Reparo." I think that's bad writing. Oculus Reparo is not what a witch or a wizard would say while casting a spell. Oculus reparo is what I would say if I was in Mexico and I didn't know Spanish. If I had broken glasses in Mexico, I'd just be walking up to random people like, "Hola, señor. Yo, el nido. Oculus reparo. Con el Crunch Wrap Supreme. Y Baja Blast, por favor." Sometimes I think about like old-timey sayings that people just take for granted. One saying that always gets me is, "Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater." I'm sure everyone's heard that, right? All I can think when I hear that is that what people used to do before shower drains were invented? This baby has bathwater on it. Yuck. Your friend comes over, asks you how your baby's doing. "Hey man, heard you had a baby. How's the baby?" "I got rid of him. I mean, I was going to have to change the bathwater anyways, and I didn't feel like making 2 trips." There's a lot of common sayings we just take for granted. For example, I was asking a friend for advice on how to make it in comedy. And he said, "Always remember, there's more than one way to skin a cat." Which is weird, because I asked him about comedy and not about torturing small animals. It's like, "Hey man, I'm really nervous about getting on stage." "Well, lucky for you, I have experience ripping the skin off of dead cat bodies." Basically the same thing. Like, I get what that saying means. There's more than one way to skin a cat basically means there's more than one method of accomplishing the same goal. I understand that. What I don't understand is why was cat skinning the analogy they chose to use. Because for that saying to have taken off, cat skinning had to have been a common practice at some point in human history. In fact, it was so common that people got bored of doing it the same way. It was a tedious activity like lacing your shoes. Then some innovator changed the game by finding multiple ways to do it. This guy has such a versatile cat skinning skill set. He's the Jamie Foxx of animal torture. A lot of these weird sayings involve animals. I'm sure you've heard this one. Birds of a feather flock together, which allows you to kill 2 of them with 1 stone. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, unless those 2 birds have already been killed by 1 stone. My favorite of all these sayings is, "You can lead a horse to water, but you're gonna have to drown it yourself." And then you beat the dead horse. I know I joke about it, but I'm actually very uncomfortable with any form of animal abuse. I don't even like to go fishing because I don't want to kill the fish. One of my friends told me, "Well, if you don't want to kill a fish, you can just do a catch and release." And if you don't know what catch and release means, it means that a fish is swimming along, and then you stab it in the mouth with a hook, then you pull it out of the water, and there's like a 45-second period where it's suffocating, it's gasping for air, and you and your friends go, "Nice." And apparently that's the less cruel way to go fishing. Like, I totally understand if you catch the fish, kill it, cook it, eat it, you're doing it for food. There's a purpose. This other way, you're just some dick that stabbed a fish for no reason. It's like shooting a deer in the leg and walking away. Like, imagine you're just walking down the street, minding your business. Out of nowhere, some guy just stabs you in the mouth and then goes, "Hey, no need to be alarmed. I'm not going to kill you. I just do this for sport." "Hey, Jim, check out how big this guy I stabbed is." I am trying to be more conscious of how I treat animals. I even started a new diet called being a flexitarian. If you don't know what that means, flexitarian is basically someone who has not fully committed to being a vegetarian. I wouldn't eat meat every day, but I would make exceptions and do it occasionally. The official term is not flexitarian, though. The official term is being full of shit. Because the philosophy is basically, I never eat meat. Unless I'm kinda tempted to eat meat. Which is like the equivalent of a married guy saying, I am always faithful to my wife. Except when I'm horny. I'll tell you one diet I would never try is being a vegan. Because I like dairy products too much. In fact, milk is my favorite beverage. And someone told me not to drink milk because it's not natural. And it's not natural because humans are the only animal that drinks milk after infancy. I told him humans are the only animal that makes useless comments like that. Fun fact, humans are the only animal that has ever milked an almond. There's a lot of shit that only humans do. Doesn't mean we shouldn't do them. It's like saying we shouldn't use electricity because rabbits don't also do it. And I'm pretty sure beavers aren't making cauliflower pizza in the forest. That's also pretty unnatural. I don't know why anyone thought cauliflower pizza was a good idea. Like, I'm genuinely curious about what the marketing pitch was when they first started selling it. Do you like pizza, but hate the fact that it tastes good? Try making it out of the only thing kids hate more than broccoli. But I'm very fascinated with animals. I love animals. And my favorite animal is everybody's favorite animal, the dog, man's best friend. I'm a big fan of dogs. I am also a big fan of the Atlanta Falcons. So, I was obviously conflicted when the whole Michael Vick dogfighting scandal happened. And to be honest, I will never be able to forgive Michael Vick for not learning how to read a 3-4 defense. My dog actually passed away earlier this year. His name was Windsor. He was an awesome guy. It's sad, but I am grateful for the time that I had with him. You know, it's really cool to have a loyal companion that loves you no matter how flawed you are. And that's the cool thing about dogs. They'll love you no matter what. And the love of a dog is available to everybody. Getting a dog to love you is like getting accepted into DeVry. Because it doesn't matter if you have a criminal record, or a drinking problem, or you can't read. Both dogs and DeVry will accept you for who you are. I remember when I got my dog, this was like 11 years ago, I had a really tough choice to make. Do I get a dog, or do I get a cat? I almost got a cat until I found out that Febreze makes a plug-in that already makes your apartment smell like pee. And cat people always have the same response. They're always like, well, having a cat is easier than having a dog. And that is true. But also, not having a cat is easier than having a cat. And dogs are much more difficult to take care of. That's true. You have to give them a lot of attention. You have to let them outside multiple times a day. Like having a dog is like having a baby that never learns to use the bathroom on its own. Having a cat is like having a passive-aggressive roommate that doesn't help with rent. I don't hate all cats. I just had a bad experience with one specific cat. Because I was sleeping on my friend's couch one time, and his cat had this really annoying habit where it would jump on top of my head and start licking my hair. It was the weirdest thing. So I grabbed this cat, I tossed it off the couch. And see, cats don't know how to take a hint, so it just kept coming back. And I grabbed the cat, I tossed it off the couch. It came back again, and I grabbed the cat, and I tossed it off the couch. This was happening all night. By the end of the night, I had grabbed so much pussy, I got elected president. I'm coming to the end of the performance. Before I finish, I want to make sure that we show some appreciation to the people who have been serving you drinks. So let's give it up for them. By the way, appreciation doesn't mean clapping. It means give them money. And I say that because I was a valet driver for 5 years. And I always hated when people would say thank you, but not express it with a tip. Like I'd pull someone's car up and they'd be like, hey, thank you so much. I would tip you. I don't have any cash on me. I'm just like, no, it's cool, man. My kid's been acting out and I wasn't going to feed him this week anyway. And that's what they don't get, is that we rely on the gratuity. We need it to feed our families. We need it to feed our children. I mean, I didn't have kids. I spent the money on weed. But they didn't know that. And working in the service industry, it changes your attitude on a lot of things. There is one word in particular I never used to use. The C word. Cunt. I thought that it was a vulgar, disgusting, and offensive term. And there is never a reason to use that word. Then, I worked in the service industry. And I was like, there are numerous reasons to use that word. I liked being a valet a lot more than I liked being a waiter. I was a really bad waiter, and I worked for this overpriced, pretentious seafood restaurant. And my manager knew that I was a basketball fan. And he would try to motivate me with these like weird basketball analogies. He'd be like, so Andy, if LeBron James worked here, what do you think his mentality would be? I think he would take his talents to a better restaurant. I think a better question is, why does a billionaire work here? I actually kind of liked being a valet. We did a lot of running, so I got in shape, got to be outside, got to park cool cars. And that's what people always ask you. When you valet, people will say, hey, Andy, what's the coolest car you ever parked? I would rather tell you about the coolest car I ever crashed. This old guy comes in with a classic old school Porsche. I want to preface the story by saying that he was a dick before I crashed his car. And I know what you're thinking. Someone who drives a Porsche was being a douchebag? No way. But this was an older car, and it was a stick shift. So I get in, I apply the clutch, I put it in first gear, I drive it to the spot, I back it in, I forgot to put the emergency brake on. The car rolls down a hill, crashes into the back of a Range Rover, goes over a parking block, and then it stops right in front of where this guy is sitting. Needless to say, he's a little upset. He starts cursing, starts screaming. I tell him, "Sir, I would like to apologize for the inconvenience. And to make it up to you, I won't even charge you the $2 parking fee." But I will tell you what bothers me about this story. This was a 5-step process. Apply the clutch, put it in first gear, drive it to spot, back it in, and apply the emergency brake. I did 4 out of those 5 things correctly. 4 out of 5 is 80%. As a former teacher, I know that 80% counts as a B-. So if I do 4 out of 5 things right as a valet, that makes me a bad valet. But if I had done 4 out of 5 things right in school, I never would have been a valet. Hey, you guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much.